Hi y'all, this is my Module 10 reflection. So we're going to get started with question number 1. What experience have you had with interactive technologies as a student or a teacher? So as a student, when I was in middle school, we got our first, we called it the Promethean board. So it was a Promethean brand, and they were very new at the time. It was very high tech, not very... not many classrooms had these, not many schools had these. Um, so my experience with that is I thought it was really cool because you go up to it like a whiteboard, you use this special pen and you can write on it and do things, but that stuff is right on the teacher's computer. So so she might have like a scanned in copy of a worksheet. So you go up to the board and you can write in the worksheet as if you were doing it on your own paper, but it's just like projected up on this board. So that's pretty cool. Um, Also, we used it for math class. So we used those big graphing calculators, and she had a way to hook that up to the board so that we could see exactly what was on her screen and what she was doing on her calculator. So I really liked that because, let's face it, it's really hard to use those graphing calculators unless you go step by step on how to do and what. Um, Another thing we had is they had a pad that she could write on while walking around the room. The hardest part is that you're writing and you don't physically see what you're writing on the pad. You see it up on the board, but it's like signing one of those pen pads. Um, I don't know, like it doesn't show you what you're writing. You just have to go with it and hope it looks right. So, like crossing your T's and dotting your I's, those could get kind of weird. Because you're just writing and I don't know. It was kind of odd, but it was pretty cool. So I think, they're great thing to have. I think as a teacher, I wouldn't mind using it, especially if for doing math. Um, do I think that they're a necessity? No. Do I think that they enhance the learning experience? Yes. Um, so which rendition of the interactive whiteboard and remote would you choose and why? Which interactive app did you like the most? And if you could choose just one for your future classroom, which would you choose? So, the interactive whiteboard, I would probably go with Promethean just because that's the one that I have experience using. I'm sure the other ones wouldn't be too difficult to learn, but it's definitely easier when you already have experience with something. And as far as the remote goes, I have experience with the iClicker. I used that in college a lot, so that's probably the one that I would go with. As far as the interactive app that I liked the most, I don't know. Like, I've been around the students who use Kahoot, and I think that's a pretty cool one, because they were able to connect to Kahoot through their iPads, and they could make up their, they would do like quizzes or whatever. They could make up their little name, and then the question would come up and they'd be timed, and then you plug in your answer kind of like with a clicker, and then after the time's up, they go up and see the results, and you can see who answered what, and you get points based on like how fast you answer, and if it's correct. So that one's pretty cool. Seesaw, I've also worked with that one as students have used it in a tech class. So they would get into Seesaw into their grade, and then they would post their assignments in there. So I think that's a pretty good one. I think that was fun for students to use. What were your thoughts and what did you learn after reading the Scott Fossil, Fark, and Peterson article. Do you think you would have similar results if you utilized clickers in your future classroom? So after reading that, I was relatively surprised to learn that kids do better with these clickers in the classroom. And I guess, I don't know, I thought maybe it'd be kind of more distracting, and it's more about like, oh, see if I can guess the best answer, you know? Do you really learn based on guessing? I don't know. Apparently you do, but I guess I just kept picturing like kindergartners trying to use clickers, and I didn't see it going over very well. I guess as the older ages, like the fifth grade class I worked with last year, that they used Kahoot, like a clicker would just be about the same thing. It would work just as easily. And especially for the older ages, like I used the clickers in college classes where we would have these quizzes at the beginning of class, and he would just post the question, you would answer, and he had like your number, like the number of your clicker. He had all that information so he could grade things. I thought it was interesting. I'm just really surprised that clickers improve learning that much, to be honest. Do I think I would have similar results if I utilized the clickers in my future classroom? I think it's possible. I think, you know, if they did a study and it shows, then I'm sure that I would probably have similar results. I could see myself using the clickers, but again, are they a necessity? No. Would they be nice? Yeah. Also, I work in a middle school this year, and they did this drunk driving thing. And so they had these questions up on the thing, and they handed out clickers. Every two people had one clicker, and they would answer based on that. So that was kind of cool. I think, you know, either way, I think with the use of or the access to like iPads and things, I don't know that it's necessary to add another technology to the classroom, such as a clicker, when you can basically use an iPad as a clicker. But that's just my opinion on it. Okay, that is my reflection. Thank you.